seconds.
Welcome to Visible Plus Pro, the ultimate wireless hack. Because we're powered with 5G.
这是我的赛。Yes!
This town ain't big enough for... What's that?
AI music is now on our list. Now you can make any song ever.
I am thrilled to give my complete and total endorsement to my good friend and your next governor, Brick Jones. He will be a great...
APR financing.
10 seconds.
In the beginning, we had to make a choice. What we didn't realize was how far we were willing to go.
Euphoria April 12th, on HBO Max. Seconds. Time.
Finn is involved in almost every single one of them, 99 point something percent.
That fucking time. That fucking fine. Yes! play warships. It's too boring. Seconds. Time. seconds. Time. Seconds. Time.
Zaxby's Fingers and Wings of lemon pepper, garlic parm, and Nashville hot. Who's got the sauce?
10 seconds. Time. Seconds. Time.
Leave a legacy with 24/7 signature sanctity.
Pathetic. 10 seconds. Time. So just one more time. Yeah.
Mysterious.
What was that?
It deserves. Heavyweight legend. He's a move. Presents an icon football, an evening of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment live on the global home of boxing of the zone. Sponsored by RateBet, Oosh, Cold Beverages, and TCU 29, the world's first copperback stable coin. We begin the evening 8 rounds in the middleweight division. Your 3 judges during this contest are ringside to be Bill Edwards, Sean McAvoy, and Marcus McDonald. The referee
The pitch choice. Down.
Israel. Introducing first fighting team out of the red corner.
The pitch choice is about south is Rocky Israel.
62.9 pounds. With a record that includes 10 wins, opposite 6 losses. Fighting out of Barnet, United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jordan and across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the white trunks shirt with the gold, weighing officially at 159.5 pounds. As a professional, he's undefeated. 6 wins, all of those coming by way of knockouts. Joining us from Syracuse, New York, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the unbeaten Amir Cashman Anderson.
And referee George is Rocky Israel down to give instructions.
One of the biggest boxing nights of 2026 so far. On in at Pro's second and standout event alongside Queensbury. Pro's first signing back in June 2024 was this guy, Amir Anderson. It's an announcement video had over 4.5 million Instagram views. Something about him, talented, good amateur. Cash man, he calls himself in the cruel nets.
height ratio, it's the way he picks the shots. Very intelligent, defensively sound, and definitely one to watch. That is a shot, a little combination that throws really well. The long left hook for the ball right now.
Very long levers, decent arms, but Dujon trying to get inside. 32 now in fight number 17. The man from Farmhead, who's always been an honest pro, hasn't he?
Yeah, I've come to feel this one. I think he's good. I think he's for the most part, tries to defend and then tries to attack off the little and jumps into his attacks. And he's surprising the one again with that. I think the problem he has in Anderson, this is a guy with long levers that uses it very well. I mean, when you're tall, most fighters have to move their feet down touch. When you're tall with long levers, you punch them in with his hooks. And he does that very, very well. So it's hard to really conquer him or get the lead before he goes in.
The second one wasn't no good jab, and really were quick hands noticeable very early on from Amir Anderson, who looks as confident in the ring as he did coming into it.
He really does. Variation of the shots. Still power as well, the placement on point. We want to see he taps up nicely. Plays up the weather for storm.
Switching it up, Anderson, I really like the way he judges the distance, Barry, with the jab, especially from the orthodox style.
Yeah, I think he switches a bit too much. I'm not a massive fan of it. I think he puts you sometimes defensively in a bad position. And I think him as a southpaw, though he's offensively as good, makes him a little bit lacking defensively. So you've got to be careful he doesn't get rushed as a southpaw. But when he's in this position, using that jab, as you say, he can take him and cross him anything. Trying to make Anderson miss with that jab, but it makes it almost impossible to conquer off that. So you've got to try and get that chest over the front knee, if you will, and try and slip inside the punches or follow the touches back in.
Seconds.
Don't be greedy. Try and practice until they round.
Nice little finish to the end of the round, but it's one in the back for Amir Anderson.
Wait, it's a movie commercial.
It's called Mortal Kombat for a reason. Now remember what?
Mortal Kombat series heroes is made a
The big one, the global home of boxing, the zone, Zora Wilder, almost there's plenty of action before that. There's some good fights. This one in the middleweight division. White trunks of Jordan Dujon. Jeffrey Dujon, the great West Indian wicketkeeper. He was a footballer. He was a good footballer for QPR. Who chose boxing like footballers don't quite know what to do. And he's done well. He's won 10 of his 16. The trouble is, Anderson won all 6, and all 6 by knockout. Dujon hasn't got one yet.
He hasn't. That's a worrying, also another worrying sign. I think this jab is going to step forward. That cheek on very high. You've got to be careful there. You'll look at that right hand over the top. Anderson. Isn't he?
Dujon, at the end of the last round, the first round, he had the success. Now I'm not suggesting he goes a little bit more over the front knee. And that's just giving more impetus and to get a little bit more involved. And give him a bit of a gap, a little better vision to attack. You've got to be brave in this. It's easy to say it from here. You've got to be brave and not shy away from the jab. Lean into the shot.
Anderson couldn't shy away from anything at the press conference. He was very outspoken, promising good variety. The importance of the knife. Look at that hand speed. As usual, just caught in the neutral corner. He doesn't really want to be there. At the end of these long
spots. When you get them, you've got to let your hands go. And I mean, there's a risk there that Anderson can't quite go inside. Or Anderson does well. With that straight shot, you have to look straight on the line that right hand. Because he's so long, he'll turn it somehow over the back of the glove. So you can't see it coming near the shot on the start. So it's meant to be ahead of it.
I think if he was to get who's on out there, it would be a similar attack to unravel.
12 seconds.
Tap touch there. Some of the length of the ball. A beautiful shot for him. Right around the elbow of yours. The body shot to do back to you.
Nice.
Yeah, another good session.
Yeah, listen.
Not that way. So he's managed to show people no doubt in this tight team.
On the sea, trying to get into fight again.
Wanting no seed now. Looking forward to tonight to see what happens. Slip right off the bronze bomber. Right off at your peril, Mr. Barker.
A lot of knockouts on that record.
43 for 44 victories. Only one victory not by knockout. All six here for Samir Anderson have come inside the distance, and he's beginning to land some of these heavy shots, particularly to the body.
He's not letting off the hook, is he? I mean, he's not busting the gut here, and so before the case.
Anticipation of the shot. Dujon really felt that. And now he's trapped in the other neutral corner. Being pinned back here to Brett. And it's really good from Amir Anderson, who looks flowing and quick and powerful.
I agree with you, Barry. You know when you see those fighters that don't bust the gut, they just go through the gear. I tell you what, it's so not just physically draining, but mentally draining, isn't it?
But it's 10 steps ahead, like what I do, when you come back, when you're on attack. And they just pull you. And they pull you with the front foot. That's what I'm doing. He's using that feet. He's so good with that. But again, it's nice and relaxed with this. He's not loading up. So every shot comes out faster.
Not every shot is Arsenal as well. You see the raining in for the moment. The way they let's get on like that, then he'll fire out the back of the wall.
Dujon, aim as they come. He's really looking to try to refill it down, lands good shots to the run.
He did know what there, Dujon, as he comes in. And I think watching middle ring, it's just that he's trapped on these ropes and can't quite deal with the arsenal that Anderson possesses. Has that ever been stopped once, Dujon? And that was by Constantine Ursu after 8 rounds. And Ursu ended up Derby as well. I think they recently he's a real fight, Constantine Ursu.
And then I know Dujon is fantastic. But Dujon's been really hard with the hand match. So the fight even is under the clock here. There would be a massive panic. But yet we maybe sort of dominate like this before. But I'm feeling quite good with the underdog. I think these guys will tend to be back in the and he finds a way to make it happen.
As much as he's trying, he's very good in coming forward. Has he got the strength physically and the power in those fists to be able to keep out?
No, you wouldn't have thought so, but he does have experience and he knows what he has to do. He's got to try and man it. What can that unsettle him start? Take him out of his rhythm.
10 seconds.
He has to try and do that, like taking the space away from him.
Enjoy watching
Really stage his career.
boxing. Absolutely, the 2023 Golden Gloves Championship. Dujon, who started with kickboxing. Got a fortunate kickboxer come out. Who are 23rd in Egypt. Peter Fury, I was talking to backstage, was training Rico for that. He said, you never know. There's a massive underdog, but you never know. He's got Matty Harris coming out next. The first heavyweight installment of the night.
I mentioned the fake moment ago. Just looking at Dujon. He's looking to carry the jab of Anderson. That's when you can feint your Anderson, feint the jab, and fire around the left hook and follow the right hand through. That's better. That's exactly what he needs to do there. Dujon change up his defense. Tucking up what?
That's good, right? Again, I thought back to see when I turned on there. You see what the type of shots are for Anderson and certainly the touches thrown as well. But I mean, the good thing about Anderson is he knows how to use his muscles and you see it there with that, or talking about that little hook at the end of the gap. He's be able to change it. You can't do that with a short. You're going to get leaving.
That was good as well. Nice bit of movement there. Spun around, tried to back him into the corner. Dujon. He just spun back to the centre of the ring. This is where he needs to be. It's a bit more head movement from Dujon. He's got pick moments, I think. Not be greedy, not be reckless. You will get carried.
You've got to be busy with the game. And he's under the caution. Otherwise, you're a sitting duck. You know, going technically is better. You've got time, judging the distance.
A little low there, but that's the shot he's got to look for.
All time, all
What
time.
he complained about earlier, wasn't it? He's committed to be full crowd.
Maybe a little bit of damage. But it's the same look. Practice.
Stop clock, 1 minute, 5 seconds.
A little bit of damage to the right eye pulled on. Too bad. From that jab down, perhaps, and certainly when he arches around with a long left hook.
The man's been there from Anderson. He's pretty to watch when he does that.
He's all about putting the punches together, changing the tempo of the punches now. Because as good as you are, as much as you hit the target, how can you become scared of it when it's the same moves all the time?
But he did promise variety, and he has shown his uppercuts, body shots, a good jab. Now,
Like this.
yep.
Not like first is on just overreact a little bit.
That's exactly what he wants, Anderson, doesn't he? This is good work, backing him into the red corner. Barrage of shots, head and body.
More aggressive, and as Barry was saying, more combinations. Back comes Dujon, tries to have a go as well, walks into an uppercut. He's very
That seconds.
He's being outgunned here. Body shots, in trouble in his own corner. Back into the fourth round. Bang up around the left as well, but he just
Nice.
comes in. Torrid last 30. Even him. Darren, he had that blip, but he's got quality.
Yeah. Sure, an awful lot. Sports.
But Barry, a good fight against Franklin Ignatius, and just a bit more as a pro.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the favourite is. You know, they're probably pushing. But the issues in that course are the better one, obviously. And he's got to the better fight obviously as well. Showing it with Jamie PPV. I was there the night when he got stopped. And you can probably see very, very quickly within half a round and then he was wet. But he's got 4 or 5 wins.
He does have the cross here. Really, really good work from Anderson. He twisted it ever so slightly.
Body shots as well, chin up to the body, stride, and it's backed up, and he's got that space. He struggles here, Dujon, and corner really trying to buoy him up alongside this, and he very game.
But ironically, what he has to do to win the fight is turn him into a coward. Which is, I think, establish that. I think Anderson will want him to be more aggressive, but that's more clear.
Years older as well, Dujon. He's probably in the best form of late.
He shows that experience, doesn't he, Barry? He puts his moments through them. He doesn't get reckless, because he knows if he does open up, that's what you said, could be curtains.
But he's shooting to be match hard, so he has these guys who be pushed to these stars, and he's had to, again, be tight with the fence and try to sneak the attacks up in the middle of the field.
That's a really unorthodox thing Dujon does every now and again. He'll lead one up, put jumps in, but it's not like a spoon shot. He pulls it down and jumps straight in. He doesn't get the success for that.
He started boxing really late in his 20s as well. Got this job in property management, studying for a master's. It's tough business when you've got all that going on. And this in front of you, with Anderson teeing off, and everything getting through, partially blocked by the gloves, but you could feel the force of the Americans' work from ringside.
I think he's half a step too close. I mean, that was a good shot to one hand. I think he was a little bit further away. He can really fully rotate.
I think he could have dropped to the body as well there. He's in a good position there. They look heavy, don't they?
But I think half and half step back. And the right on the end of the shot. To get the chin and short hand.
It's got the spikes as well, especially when he feels his man's backed up. Anderson be desperate for a 7th straight knockout victory. One of the Joe Laws recently, also getting around him.
That's
His
sucking.
team and promoters will be happy with as well.
Body shot there, not good. And now again, he jumps into the attack. Just keeps...
Nice.
He looks away to bug him though, doesn't he, Anderson?
Anderson starts to run really well. Dujon under the cosh. This is good variation, lovely.
And that was such a great pass, wasn't it?
Body shot there from Allison, still blocking a lot of Dujon. He knows his way around. He fights back sporadically, but it's been one-sided.
And with down, we got a couple of lovely shots.
Nice. It's the neatly, isn't it? Dujon, that's a flurry, so brave.
But I was going to say, I agree with Darren as well. I think he does need to, when he throws a big ball down, just look that one like to work across the ball, isn't it? Rather than just around. He's right the way around.
He puts himself in such a great position to be able to do that. He's in the southpaw stance now, but the same could apply from the southpaw stance. Once you throw that left, just trying to throw the right to the body.
Great time to be a middleweight. A long time after your career, Darren. But of course, George Linnard, Jimmy Sainz, plenty from Essex, and here Anderson could be a really interesting talent in the mix.
20 domestic years, simmering along nicely, world stage, yeah, like the heavyweights looking for their next star, so it's an exciting time.
Yeah, but not moving him, no. I mean, it's the first one, I know he's the best moving in the world. I think it's all in the transitional period. So,
Then to back me later.
yeah, of course, yeah, he gets the title. It should be the real title, let's be honest.
That's a great fight. That really is a fight.
Really
Friendly against Sabrina from Venezuela, who's very aggressive and exciting, so that should be a cracker. With O'Reilly, Pasternak as well. Two cars put together by Brian Queensbury.
But again, Dujon, he just manages to find his way, you know, at the trouble start.
This is again, he's finishing the round really well, isn't he? Anderson non-stop, he's not taking the foot off the gas here.
Now step back again and see. He's all eyes on the shot.
There's the uppercut again, the clubbing right now, the body shots. He still fires back. I think the corner's thinking he's not winning a round, Dujon.
It's a second.
He's just getting beaten up now, really, Dujon. He comes back with a combination showing will and heart.
Fine.
He just right up, gone in a professional ring. Golden boy in the amateurs. He was meant to be Olympic qualifiers, but decided to turn pro instead.
And it's been a common thing recently, hasn't it? Certainly on these shows, it poses the time up. When you get round, how valuable will those round be? That round last night, when you get round, how valuable will the round be? And it's the same round.
But also there's a clutch of 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds who are almost giving up the amateur pedigree as Dujon comes in with a shot, the action opens up. But they want to turn pro, they want to make money, they want to get onto this stage while it's hot.
Everybody, when you start out, you dream of fighting for a world title, but on big cards, big shows, and we'll see it, but they're happening, aren't they?
The heroes of all champions, they're not
Exactly.
big champions, yeah, that's the truth of it.
As you cubers.
I always thought it was like we should win now.
Not quite.
Again, just managing the distance really well. As Barry said, maybe get a bit close when he's attacking, but generally keeps himself in a safe zone now. Oh, that's a lovely left uppercut.
Beautiful. He's shown us some with the right, he's shown us with the left. Multifaceted.
I tell you something about that, he doesn't care about what's coming back from Dujon either.
Lovely body shot there. Back comes Dujon, but yeah, you're right, he's not troubling him, and he feels he can just march him down. A minute 20 of the 7th. Can he somehow get the late stoppage? Matt Brown found it last night.
It's going to be the angle, isn't it, Justin? He's showing the toughness, Dujon. You just take a little half a step, a little pivot to the other side, and just throw from an angle you can't see here, Dujon. Because he has that very sort of tight defence when he's good from the side of the head. Get to an angle, you have to see him be blind to the shot.
I think that's really exciting. Your Anderson and the team. There's so much good stuff that he does, but there's still so much he can add to his game.
Left hook a couple of times. Dujon's managed to half clip and Anderson. So what is it? Timing up that defence, the head movement. What does he need to work on? There's so much to like.
Yeah, I think a bit more variation to the footwork, as Barry says, side to side. Don't smother your work. I think a few more feints, try and open up the opponent's defence that way.
And also, we're getting here, and that's the truth of it. He's boxing really well. He's landing with enough shots that previous opponents haven't been able to take. That's the truth of it. And if he thought, and
That's
he
fucking-
he thought that he's really working well, he lets his hands go and has the man to pass. So, he's early in his career.
Good finish, Barry, to this round as well. Uppercuts, nice jab.
Aye.
Rinsing in pain, Dujon. Yeah.
For the main event, the atmosphere in here is going to be incredible. The first panel, this is the energy just before. So many questions that I look forward to being answered.
Even final round will just work for its side.
But all the entertainment, the extravagance of the storytelling outside as well. The story here, when he came into the ring in a flash way, didn't he, Amir Anderson? He took his time and he's taken his time tonight getting rounds in against the very brave but outgunned and outclassed Jordan Dujon, who's managed to hang around and fight back at times. It's been an almighty effort, but he's lost every round, doesn't he?
He has. I'll tell you something though, like, we say it all the time, these rounds are really valuable for Anderson, and his team will be confident. He won't be happy to lose the distance, but he want to get that 100% effort also. But if we get to stoppage in this round, there's a real good result of it, and a real stern opponent in Dujon. But he's boxed really well. He has.
And Barry, not even the biggest puncher in the modern generation, has got 100% knockout ratio in Deontay Wilder. You are going to have to go the distance on occasion.
See what he's so wrenching the sorry Barry Dujon. That's a beautiful left uppercut from Anderson. But you can see he's desperate for that stoppage. Going for it in this final round. Kind of willing Dujon to hear the final round here.
Yeah, I mean, I like the control of Anderson. I mean, he can probably do a little bit more. I mean, he is well, if he's got a really good technique, but he's controlling it and he's making sure he hasn't pushed the gun. Though, you see that in the past, they also retire after they go too hard. His concentration's big good. He's dominating the space all the time. His balance is fantastic and he throws the right shots. Dujon's just tough.
Very agree with you about the balance and the concentration. I think he's navigated these 8 rounds really well. It's valuable education. And if he can come out unscathed, he can be back out in a few weeks.
And that's the goal, right? You want to be busy, activity key, and every young fighter's career. So you learn pressure. This is good work again.
Yes!
Was a joy to
Please welcome Frank. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Magic Matty Harris. That is Mark Shannon. Well, Rick.
tonight here at the O2.
Live on the global home of boxing, DAZN. This is Southland, MF Pro, and Queensberry present our next matchup. 8 rounds in the heavyweight division. Your steward in charge is Hank Collier. Your timekeeper at ringside is Mark Shannon. The 3 judges during this contest will be Bill Edwards, Rocky Israel, and Marcus McDonald. And referee in charge of
Judge
the
down
is Sean
is Sean McCarvey. Yeah, boy.
Top red corner, he comes in wearing the black trunks, weighing in officially at 237.4 pounds. His record includes 9 wins, 1 win coming by way of knockout against 1 loss and 1 bout even. Fighting out of London, England, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Bradland Ignatius. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the black and the silver, weighing in officially at 249.2 pounds. His record near perfect, 9 wins, 6 loss coming by way of knockout against a single defeat. Fighting out of Coventry, United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Matty Harris.
It's been a tasty and fiery build-up. Matty Harris taking his time. This clash of the younger heavyweights on tonight's show. It's a really good matchup. This Matty Harris, Franklin Ignatius, slipping under the radar until the war of words this week happens here. We touch gloves at the silent respect. And we're ready for this 8th rounder with real importance in the heavyweight division. And we're joined on the commentary table at ringside by the world champion, Fabio Warby. It's a pleasure to have you with us. You must be looking forward to this. You love these sort of things.
Yeah, look, these ones are special because for the pair of them with near on identical records on a big stage like this, a performance, a good performance as well, make a bit of a statement, could really throw you into the mix of that next clash of guys. You can throw yourself in with Johnny Fisher, Neymar and those guys. If you come through with the likes of this looking good as well, you can kick yourself in the thick of it. A thriving division as well.
And you know both well, don't you?
You know it goes well. I spent time with Matty out in a training camp with Dynamite out in Portugal. And actually, probably know Franklin a little bit better. Started a lot of rounds with him a good few years ago now. So both very good in their own right. Different attributes. Franklin very tough, good jabs to the body. Matty Harris very fleet-footed, very light. I think he's been able to refine that a bit better under Peter as well, with having him in his corner and him being able to just kind of, with that style, you need someone who's going to kind of just show you where to use it. But they're not waiting around between them. They're getting straight stuck in. I don't know. Not lasting long.
They are, aren't they? First impressions now, and as Matty Harris blocks one as Ignatius comes in.
Actually, Jay, he puts onto the last right hand. It was a short, sharp right from Matty Harris. Into the upper one. It comes, and that shows him a right hand over the top. The first 10 seconds really didn't play out with a back of the jabs. You know, Ignatius jabs right into the body to that right. This block is to break that business in. And then lever fly.
Jogging right hand from Harris. I think should have knocked him away. Barry's going to have a job in there.
Ignatius knows that he has to stand back. That's imperative because his touch on Matty Harris is really still crashing the ball down, snapping that fitness, you make it, and that's his point. He is watching on the shot, so it's a lot of Harris to team over that left hook, which he can do a few times already.
Yeah, pace with Ignatius is important here. But he's done the 8 rounds, he's done 10 rounds. Matty Harris, this is his first 8 rounds. So, yeah, try and put some pressure on the right hand.
Both swinging in this first round. Harris has found it with a couple of these flights. One at the 10th or one slightly around the back of the head. Trying to disorientate Ignatius as he comes in. And he probably has the edge in power with 6 knockouts on the record. Ignatius only 4 of them. So Harris might not respect the power that's coming back. And there's another. And Ignatius takes that round.
This is the thing with the way this fight is going to have to go. With Franklin, he is going to have to get up close, make it rough, make it uneasy, and make it a bit gritty at times. But with that, he is walking into trouble. There is a style, there is a way of going about that. Matty Harris would seem to be sharp and slicing.
Just seconds.
Success in this first round with the right hand. Matty Harris knows
on another movie.
No, they were training.
You have been chosen for the combat.
Let's just take a time out here and talk about it. Let's go.
Very weird. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's in us now. Design is the global home of sport and the building as
Entry!
Ball now.
Here again. Here. Stewart in global home of boxing, the zone.
Saavedra, by his back, he's strong, he's committed, defending. The way he threw the uppercut through the middle, if he can land with that, it's good both for everybody.
Live on the global home of boxing, the zone. Nisei Sutherland, MF Pro, and Queensberry presents 12 rounds for the interim WBO World Middleweight Championship. Your timekeeper at ringside is Mark Shannon. Stewart in charge, Nick Collier. Your supervisor is Marcus Al-Sari. Your three judges scoring this matchup will be Tim Cheatham, Bill Edwards, and Guido Carras. And referee
In charge of all sound
is Aaron
is
Sargent.
Dylan Sarkinson.
Introducing first fighting to my left outlaw, the red corner. He comes in wearing the blue trunks trimmed with the red, weighing officially at 159.7 pounds. His record includes 17 wins, 14 of those coming by way of knockout, against 1 loss and 1 bout even. Fighting out of Ciudad Bolivar, Venezuela. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andre Chino Saavedra. And across the ring, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the olive with black trim. Official weight, 159.6 pounds. His outstanding record consists of 21 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 17 victories coming by way of knockout. Joining us from Paris, United Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, presenting Denzel Tushar Bentley.
And he must be in charge. George Dylan Sarkinson down to give instructions.
An excellent, crucial clash for this interim WBO belt in the famous, always competitive 11 stone 6 middleweight division. The world champion sitting to my left, alongside Barry Jones. World champion at another weight, can England's Denzel Bentley move on and upward? He's in with his vicious Venezuelan, partly based in Mexico, Andre Saavedra. Great addition, guys, to this mega card, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really good fight. Philip Gel, Saavedra, as I say, likes to get in your face, likes to rough you up, works the body really well. Denzel Bentley, when he's in full flow, when he gets into a nice rhythm and lets the shots go, it's a joy to watch. He really is, lovely jab. So it's expect this one to catch fire.
Combination early from Denzel Bentley in the olive trunks with those beige boots and the all blue attire really for El Chino, Marcus McDonald's nickname. What a fighter he was at Saavedra. What we've seen Barry is going to be all action, aggressive, is going to take the fight to Bentley.
Yeah, he's not afraid to come forward, he's not afraid to take the shot, he can get off the floor and come back and will make it really difficult for you. So Bentley, I don't mind the patience so much, but put himself in the corner here. He's not going to stay in that center that way. Marcus Saavedra, the aim is to put forward with the combinations. You want to try to keep it on the end of the jab, reset it all the time. And then when he did come forward, Bentley, for me, his best shot is that low uppercut through the middle. So it's almost a half uppercut screw shot. Generally, so much power from it, as the punch is going to capture, and as the punch is going to throw all the damage.
Ron was flagging earlier that he's been out a long time. Denzel Bentley, and has he been in the gym and sparring abroad with Lee Eaton's over there ringside? Denzel's manager, he said he's had so much sparring with the likes of Brad Pauls and the failed twins, and he's in tip-top shape. He's a gym rat, so trying to get the early combinations off. And as for Saavedra, this is a real opportunity, and he does it by the air miles. He's proven that he can travel and can win. And this top team around him as well doesn't just turn up with one trainer.
No, he hasn't. And look, Bentley's been out for a while, but Saavedra's almost a year to the day since he last fought. So it might take a little while for both of these to find their timing and distance. Get in a rhythm behind the jab, everything will follow.
And it looks like Michelle back. It's been a bit topsy-turvy this London 6th division.
It is. This should be for the vacant title. That's the truth, not the interim title, because he shouldn't have been suspended from being able to keep the title. But it is what it is. That's where they're at. So it takes a one step closer. I thought Bentley and his dad will top the challenge. Did tremendously well against the performance in our community. So he shouldn't even compete at one level. But this is a dangerous fight. It's number one, number two. Different new rankings.
Good jabs from Bentley
So
early on here,
effective.
and a decent defence. Lively, the Venezuelan at the end of the
Aye.
starting the favourite, fans against Andre Saavedra, beginning to fly up. Settled well in that one, huh?
Yeah, the jab was good for Bentley in that first round, and again, starting off with this second one. And Darren sort of mentioned in the first round, when he throws out 1-2, the movement was really good for Bentley. He's got a natural smoothness about his punches, and I think that's where the power is generated from.
Yeah, because he doesn't load up, does he? But carries a real pop in both hands. Right handed at the rookie. As you said, the uppercut, that right hand over the top. It's got to stay switched on. I think discipline is going to be key. The jab worked nicely, didn't it, at that opening round? So therefore, need to move this close, walk away at the body.
Got Saavedra trying to close the gap, but Bentley will want to keep it at range. This is the round where he dispatched Derek Azazi. That was a really good win in the summer of 2024. We saw Azazi the other week do really well. In fact, Linton Mitchell for the European heavyweight title challenger ticked me off the other day at the presser and said Azazi won that fight, didn't get it.
Tell you what, type of old booty, yeah, really shows how well that victory is aged for Bentley. It takes the right hand there from Saavedra. And only out the box, you know, the Rio Olympian. You can see what nice base. Doesn't give much away, does he, Saavedra?
Just needs to be more strong here, Bentley. I think that's more activity, I was going to say that, because he just shoots too much, he's getting too much ground with Saavedra.
Good from Saavedra there. When he closes in on Bentley, he's going to have to be very, very switched on through these 12 rounds.
The good thing, although he's going to be under pressure from Saavedra, he looked like to go looking for him. He carried the power that Bentley had. There's always a chance we see it from Matty Harris, didn't we? The momentum of your opponent just generate more power for you.
Sweet knockout, wasn't it, from Matty Harris, doubling the impact. And Ignatius came towards him. This is good work from Saavedra, not only getting through, it's this constant pressure that Bentley's going to have to deal with.
Much better when Saavedra fits those legs.
They both look very dangerous with the exchange there.
Yeah, well, they swap. It's up an eye catch already in the second round.
here from Bentley.
The smoothness of that first round just has gone from Bentley's legs, and this is
10
better
seconds.
from the Venezuelan. I mentioned that he can be vicious. So many knockouts on the records.
Fine.
Being in a better space mentally, spiritually, and physically. But it's been a long career. It's been a long career for the both of them, and that's what makes this fascinating main event so unpredictable. This is unpredictable. Around the piece, I think, Barry.
Yeah, it's actually a good watch. You graduate on Sebastian. Stay nice and in the attacks, which is good. Hits to the left, goes after as well, just takes his head off the line. And that's the jab defensive, he needs more of it. I think he needs to step behind it now.
Yeah, do you know what I like with Cemento? He approaches Bentley. He doesn't waste the opportunity. He lets his hands go. You can see the scorecard there for Carl Frampton. 2 up, a piece there on the fan zones.
Saavedra certainly finding his feet and his rhythm, and he's disrupting Denzel Bentley's work.
And what you don't want to do is get involved in what's happened there. Too much physical contact with Bentley, because Sebastian will feel that. Something maybe he used to be in the more physical battle. He loved the fight that improves. He's got to keep it right. But you've got to be touching the back with that jab is so important for Bentley.
Light on his feet, Bentley. The jab not flowing like it was from the opener, and it's this rough and tough attitude from Saavedra, who's been around a long time. This is a very good amateur Olympian. And a tough night's work, he really is.
He just fights to his strengths, doesn't he, Cemento? You know, he's got a nice base, creeps forward, keeps the head moving, that's lovely. Just slipping inside the jab with Bentley in front of the left and front. He's missing with the left hook upstairs, though.
There's that natural lean to the left, doesn't it? Gives him that chance to throw that left hook. And that's Sebastian when he could have been to it. Throw that right hand over the top.
Bentley opens up. Action really increasing, warming nicely in the third round of this middleweight clash. Elite level. Denzel Bentley up now, the former British champion. Can he deal with this pressure? Andre Saavedra.
Not too much, Bentley. He just took the right hand there, but he should have really thrown one of his own.
That movement you mentioned there, into the left of Cemento. That does play into Bentley's hands. If he can get that right uppercut, we've spoken about, because he's mentally leaning into the shot, isn't he?
Jabs from Bentley. A good the combinations from Saavedra. He's intimidating, isn't he?
Just making it little steps at a time, that's all. And then see if they get nice and good, and then see the little roll on the shoulders. He's going to make exhausted on his work. I mean, we know what he's doing.
That's fucking...
There's no suppleness with the shoulders on again. I don't think they're there. But Bentley's allowing him to get too close.
Fine.
To the year. Olive. Here's the fourth WBO interim middleweight title. 160 pounds, 11 stone 6 brigade. The olive trunks with the black tassels of Denzel Bentley. Really lovely guy outside the ring, good talker. Very popular within the trade in Britain. Kenny knows the gap into world class. Challenged before, which didn't go his way. He's lost 3 times. He's under the cosh here against his Andre Saavedra in fight number 20. No respect, he doesn't care, does he? He just puts his gloves up, lets his hands go, and there's quality too, Barry.
If he won't stop him before he gets into the range where he can throw, there, that's it. And he can take a step back, but when you take that step back, you've got to throw again, and then shift your feet to the left or the right. Otherwise, it's just going to continually block the walk of the ball.
Yeah, you've already seen the timing starting to come back to Denzel Bentley. But even out the ring for so long, I always feel when you've got a star like Saavedra, it's a bit easier to get into the fight. You can easily try and grab the fight on the scruff of the neck. When you're a nice smooth boxer, you let shots go quickly and you rely on your accuracy. You just need a bit more time.
Body shot from Saavedra, just trying to disrupt the Bentley rhythm, which at his best can be a joy to watch with his jabs and footwork.
global weight move back to the centre of the ring. That will play into Saavedra's hand.
And physical strength as well as Saavedra. You can see those big shoulders, and he's fit, isn't he? Very physically strong.
Looks a little like Bentley can't get his breathing right.
What just disrupting that?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's a real boxer. It's hard to just get the breathing problem. Like, it's a little pressure. It's not immense pressure. You're just not used to it. You're on top of such a... It looks more friendly than I would want, it has to say.
As it was since Brad Paul's December of 2024. It was a good win. We know what Brad Paul's did the other night with Shaquille Thompson. Nice right hand from Bentley. Like catching shots and good jab at times, but hustle and bustle from Saavedra.
Yeah, the movement there from Bentley was better. He tried to get back to the centre of the ring, stop getting pushed back on Mike, and he's got to work around that. You know, that's really bringing the middle of the ring, don't get pushed back to the ring.
I think the Galaxy's important there, and he's right. When he got to the centre of the ring, more confident than your hands go. He didn't feel like he was the first so much pressure.
And it's on gold.
As well. Slightly heavier with the mouth and nose, just a bit bloody. Denzel Bentley stabs away as well. So Bentley just sort of walks forward, high guard.
That's fucking.
Chips away, especially to the body. That gains strength slightly, though. He's got to be careful.
But he just gives the impression he's always doing the work, doesn't he?
Side.
Perfect. And he to the 70. He's made a really good career for himself as Andre. Good amateur World Series of boxing. Grew up in Venezuela, moved to Mexico. And he's made a really good career for himself as Andre Saavedra. Was fight though, into the fourth round, Bentley. Bentley has got power, 17 knockouts of those 21 wins for Bentley. So he knows he can trouble him.
When he's down, Saavedra did take the pace still. I think something important, especially with the breathing stick I was talking about, how he takes control of the pace.
I think the rounds are getting close.
Yeah, he's initiating the attacks. I think he's a little busier, so I think he's ahead for me.
Yeah, I think he's been busier, hasn't he? Certainly out of the two. That'll probably get the goal. The judges' scorecards, but
Level on Carl's unofficial card. As Saavedra comes in with another attack of Bentley back on his feet, and they've got Bentley a couple ahead. So different opinions at ringside. The three judges should go to 12.
with the clean and very eye-catching shots that come from Bentley, for sure. It's only that right hook on the last round. It's just this box of work. I'm not taking the bump, but still. The referee saying, don't make me a bit, but I'm smacking it, didn't they?
The referee saying that wasn't over. Bentley just irritated with it. Yeah, his shots when he gets them off are good, Bentley. The pressure of Saavedra. This is a good stylistic match.
Bentley moving for that right hand on the top of Saavedra.
Bentley looking for the uppercut as well, but he's trying to slow him. Saavedra, right damage as well. What to do with the onset. Giving him no space when he gets on top of Bentley.
As long as Bentley hits him and he's coming in with a clean shot, he'll look a bit more scrappy with his Saavedra. If he doesn't, and allows him first, then you're going to go for the busier fight.
This movement here, players, get back to the centre ground. It's a little bit lazy with that movement. Again here, right back to the centre. That's better. That's where it needs to be. Don't invite too much pressure from Saavedra. It just plays into his hands. Very much more than this.
He does. On his first 13, and he won the defeat on the record in Mexico City on points. Has been flawed before, but not stopped. He's a tough man, and he's good enough to have got to the Olympics. So Denzel Bentley, he always knew he was going to have a long, hard night in front of him, and it's how he tactically boxes his way through, because he's got plenty of skills, Denzel.
That's such a...
There as well, though. Sort of nullify the work that Saavedra was dragging hold. Stopping that work. A little bit more commitment behind the jab. He said it a couple of rounds ago.
sure of that. I mean, it's certainly what the only one turns up. I mean, that dictates the fight. What one turns up. The one we've seen recently, Giselle walks through him. Right back the years, Giselle's in the hard mode.
Which Denzel Bentley, which Andre Saavedra has turned up better tonight so far for you?
Well, it's Saavedra for me has been the far easier, but this is better. This is what Dan's been saying. Sent the ring and got a touch from there.
He started this round well, the sixth round, Denzel Bentley. More disciplined with his position in the ring, sharper with the shots. Just more commitment, more energy to the work.
I wonder if he's just got used to the pitch now. He'll get off for so long, and if that's the case, he'll touch a bit sharper.
Well, it does take time from the barrier.
We know that numerous things are real big for some and not for others.
How different for the rounds and rounds of sparring to do it with a smaller club under the lights when the pressure's on.
Pressure is the biggest factor in anything. In sport, and certainly in boxing, it's the biggest factor. You might be a beautiful boxer who just can't do it when the pressure is intense.
Also, the football is very good. Saavedra as well. He's forcing Bentley, although I say Bentley should get back to the ring. Look at the footwork comes across. Always trying to cut the ring off Saavedra.
But you've got to double jump in and push him back, and then you move up to the angle.
Both fighters' feet have been good so far. WBO interim middleweight title to quality craftsmen. And they both have power. 41 knockouts between them. We've seen Bentley, well, no doubt, right hand at the end of the sword. Now Saavedra gets the out in the English round.
Can you ask for that then? Because there's a too big a gap before he does any work. I mean, taking a rest is good, but usually we can create some space for a bad thing. But there's too big a gap to show they'll do real quality work, and then into a war.
And he's smart, Saavedra. Shimmy with a head there, left and right, and flowing to the body, and catching out the judges.
Exactly what I was thinking, the combinations that busy man, maybe all the better shots, the single shots, especially that right hand in the jab. This is good work from Denzel Bentley.
Really lets his hands go.
Swing work. Can he sustain it as well from Saavedra? This is a good round to see. As we approach the halfway mark, who have you got ahead?
I think it's a good one for Bentley. He started really good.
Yeah, second.
He's come back into it.
Gets down to the gloves, doesn't he, Saavedra? He was just annoyed about something there. Bentley's caught. Fabio with the underfit. Has to be on Fabio, who's with us tonight against Daniel. Don't blink. I think it's the best title of the year. What a knockout that has to be on May the 9th. Can't be anything else.
That's absolutely, it's a huge hit. There's so much on the line. The way that this heavyweight division playing out there. Yeah, seeing Saavedra plowing forward, but Denzel Bentley looking for those counters, looking for the right hand, just missing that one a moment ago.
All level on Carl's card. I've got the same sort of way, maybe slightly different, but about that. Have you got level up?
Yeah, I got Saavedra. So it's just one round different there for me.
And Bentley, 2 up on the fan zone. What you got?
Yeah, very close, very close this one.
Bentley just got to beat him in some resistance as he's come forward. That's it. Like he did the last round. Let your hands go first, and if he gets close, you can tie him up, lean on him, turn around, get back to the centre of the ring.
Good body shots from Saavedra there. He just lets him score, Denzel Bentley. All about navigating this tactically with that foot movement. Saavedra not allowing him to breathe here. Up close, this is good work from the Venezuelan.
Yeah, that was good work. You feel the pace is suiting him. It's fighting at his pace, isn't it?
Just like to see him continue that roll when he comes forward. It's a good shot.
Yes!
Saavedra, who is beaten inside the
that's the next. The current. Made his way inside the arena. We can now show the big man Anthony Joshua as well.
Josh Basal's is Antonio Miranda.
Fascinating fight at a serious level. This is an eliminator for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship and also doubling up for the prestigious European title. Probably at the moment of Marius Masternak's second time reigning. Vastly experienced. It's a real step up, at least professionally, from a domestic level. The first emerging and exciting Fidel Riley. I guess it's the classic clash there of youth and freshness versus sort of seasoning. The veteran, the experience, the one with all the old tricks.
Absolutely, he's got to try and get those into play. The asked Tony Bellew today what would you like to fight? Very strong, very tough, and that's how we've got to approach this fight. You've got to get in the face of Fidel Riley, who on the flip side moves so well. He really does. The jab is lovely, good combination with it. He's so well schooled, and I think his key to success here would be on the back foot, picking the shot sharp.
I think Darren's right there. I mean, the movement's going to be key, right? As is that jab there. It's going to be a constant weapon. but he can't dance around like he did against Clark because Masnak will steal that space. And he's such a big presence that you're feeling a little bit suffocated. So he's got to do that movement. It's that a big arc, a big semicircle all the time. Take a step back, move left or right.
He was very good against Sherlock at Spurs. That was on the first Eubank Fair night, April last year. So he's been out 12 months, wanting to find his way into this, get the fluency going. He's an absolute pleasure to watch Vidal Riley when he's on form, on song, and checked with those sort of issues as a pro, but they believe in him here, and he's edging closer towards the very summit of the cruiserweight division. A nice start here, snapping in the right hand. A couple of times the body of Massenac, and the speed down might be crucial for Riley.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they should believe in it. He really is a class act. He didn't know Mali. He has a good jab. He's got scored, although a little different to what we used to do. Typically sort of Eastern European. But when he lets his jab go, Massenac, he's got to chin it so slightly. He's a little higher. There's an opportunity for Riley to look at the right hand over the jab of Massenac.
And they've both looking to counter-touch, aren't they? So I think Riley's trying to draw on that right hand of Massenac, so he comes over that front foot and he can let his hands go. But Massenac's just putting Riley brings that jab slow, back low and slow a little bit, so he can fire that right hand over the top with a bit of conviction.
Nice jab from Riley, who's found the range early here, and to the body, blood from the nose of Massenac. This is an encouraging quick start from Riley, but he's going to have to be careful. Massenac can punch, he's very strong, and that right hand there, just a reminder.
He's looking for the body there, Riley, but I mean, a little bit too far out of the distance, and that's where that right hand, you've got to drop the left hand, throw the left into the body, and the right hand, a short one from Massenac came into play. Because he lifts that elbow, there's always power in that shot.
I said this, didn't we?
That's
This is footwork from Vidal Riley. Could be quite easy to give up ground against Massenac. It's not easy.
So Vidal Riley, 28 now, up to 14, undefeated in his professional career. The camouflage trunks and the long green socks. I love that old-fashioned style of Matthias Massenac. In fight number 57, Darren.
Yeah, do you know what? Sound advice in the corner there. Be busy with the non-function activity. You know, the feints, the head moving. Really, really good advice.
Pretty marked up. The man from Poland, and that jab is finding its target from Riley. Bruises on the right side of the face, Barry.
And he got sharp bones, hasn't he? Not just all the eyes there, Massenac as well. So the jab will certainly be touching up and flicking that jab. Riley on again, man. Draws a cut. The left hand there from Riley. I mean, that's the key weapon for him. Everyone will come off that. The corner saying he's a counter-toucher, so you can't hold serious drops. You have more contact. You've got a fake throw or throw combinations.
Again from Massenac, who was very confident and composed at the press conference on Thursday. Having success here with his accuracy and sharp shooting, and he gave a real speech in the presser. Vidal Riley saying, I'm not a social superstar, I'm a fighter, and I've been doing it since I was a kid, and I'm good, and this is good.
And that was a lot better there. There was a moment where he stood still, didn't do anything, then he realised and remembered about the feints. You can see the reaction from Massenac.
It's a real positive. He's pushing Massenac back now and again. But see what he does, Riley, though. When he bends low, he's chasing the level, but his front foot sneaks the space, so when he comes back up, he's on you, and that's why he landed with that right hand just a few seconds.
He's landed with that good right hand on Massenac. He put Riley on top. It's not a heavy shot, but still it's an accurate shot with that right hand.
33 knockouts on the record of Massenac and punch. Very physically strong, good body shot from Riley, whose accuracy has been very impressive in these first couple of rounds, and he's been positive. He's really taken the fight to Massenac. This is a good start from the Brit.
He's at the pace, haven't he? And I think for a guy who's a lot older than you, took the pace.
Felt that body shot, Barry, and again round the other side, and I think Massenac's not quite sure where all these punches are coming from. Jab snapping the head back. This is Vidal Riley trying to make a point here.
I'll tell you what, you can see, can't you, the confidence flowing and what that line across the bum for him. You know, in that stadium, right close to where he was brought up, beating a top fighter in Chevcott, and you can see it oozing out of him this evening.
I think he feels people think he's some sort of jerk fighter, but he's been doing this for years, great pedigree.
Fucking.
To the body, and Bill O'Reilly believes he's going to become a world champion, and an inch closer tonight if he can get this done. Very impressive. Today's 2006 Derek Chisora, that's the year. That Marius Masnak turned professional. He's in his second spell as European champion, and he's got his work cut out here against a man a decade younger. And very fresh and on the ascent, and what a belief, not just in his inner team, but around the boxing circles now, of what Bill O'Reilly can do. KSI in the front row, Riley known for training KSI. But what people didn't know, outside the trade, is how good he was, and how many titles he won as an amateur.
Yeah, he got to the reps and knew him. There was a lot of times that he represented on the London amateur scene.
He was a very good fighter, very well schooled.
He's an illusion. I know this is how he fights, but you're in there with somebody who's got such a lovely rhythm. You just got to relax those shoulders a little bit.
I tell you something, if he keeps the concentration here, Wiley, I think he's going to stop looking. I mean, he's mixing the master fight with a pace that he's not really comfortable at. He's not really learning anything when he's not master. Then you're going to have left hand over the top. I think Wiley's sort of half blocking it with the shoulder.
He's fighting like the champion here, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Setting pace, setting the tempo.
And his feet are so fast in the retreat as well, he can move it really quickly. When Master will try and advance, he just moves it, then he dips, he shows a different tool there.
Having been an amateur career himself, Masternak started boxing at 15. Riley was telling us this week he was on the pads with his dad at 3, so it's been in his bones all the way through.
He's got to keep looking at that right hand, Masnak. That's the shot. He was a bit too lazy with that. He telegraphed the overhead right. That allowed Riley to find back the counters. But it's that shot there.
Yeah, the focus on Riley is fantastic. It really is. Trying to move up a little bit last there, but he's committed to the shots, but gives it a bit of speed. And Riley's sort of leading always everyone's through it. I think Masternak has to jump to the body and then commit with that right hand over the top.
I'm not sure he's fast enough to do that at the moment. He's trying to chuck the right hand at Riley when he can, but Riley with that jab. And you said earlier, Darren, the confidence of winning that British title at his beloved Tottenham Hotspur Stadium a year ago has given him more impetus. He's always believed in his ability as Masternak comes back with the cracker. Riley takes it.
Another reminder there. That was a lovely shot, wasn't it? From Masternak. Well timed. Oh, the right back from Riley.
A good action in the third round here. European 14 steps
Not fucking.
on the line. It's a great card this so far, isn't it, Barry?
It really is. It's good to from Riley let his hands go. Look at the jabs he's heading through fight every time for Riley.
Fly.
Fourth round. Riley's found the rhythm, hasn't he, Barry?
Yeah, I mean, except for a few little flashy right hands, that good right hand there from Masternak, but there's only been a few of them. I mean, he's been dominant here, hasn't he, Riley? And I just think, see those little moves with the shoulders, little fidgety movements? That tires him from him, because he's not sure whether to go, does he defend, or when does he pull the trigger, and it engages him very more than he wants to.
I think they've said to Masternak to become a bit more aggressive on the front foot, although he's been pegged back a little here. Just try to force himself onto Riley. Look at that right hand again. That's a lovely left to the body.
He's picking his punches very well. Riley, good defence from Masternak. Just knows his way around the ring, doesn't he? The big Polish fighter, but that jab is not as stunning as it once was, and you've got to give Riley credit for managing the space, but also the age. He's 38 now. Masternak, he can't go on forever.
No, he's had a few good wins, so he's still had good form here, and I just think he's not throwing the jab of conviction anymore because Riley's making it pay every time he lets it go.
Yeah, it was far too tense for me. He's showing that now. That's allowing the counters to rain in from Riley. Lovely shot hand. Misses the shot though, but it's the movement as well. The skipping to left and right. Again, showing us that continuous confidence.
did challenge for the WBO title beaten by Chris Smith in December 2023. He's won all three since then, but he's desperate to try and get his hands on the world belt. He said he's changed his training and he looks in incredible condition, doesn't he? But
he goes with a hand weight.
yeah, he did for a few rounds, didn't he?
He did for a few.
The lovely 1-2 from Riley. Stepped in with that 1-2, a beautiful combination. And again, the position is so good from Riley. It really is. Just bouncing around the middle of the ring.
I've just been watching his feet, Barry, here, Vinal Riley, and they're excellent.
Yeah, he's not running, is he? We said that at the start of the contest. You've got to be more confidently moving than not running. I mean, he's boxing fantastic. Like I said in the last one, I would be shocked if he gets a stoppage here, but he's brilliant, Master.
Do you know what he's doing? He's executing what they have come up with in the gym. A very good game plan.
Because he's intelligent and he's good enough to do it. He's fluid, he judges distance brilliantly, and this is excellent from Vinal Riley, who's in the groove and he's relaxed. Look at that, the way he's...
But you've got to keep that concentration. I mean, relaxing is such a plus. But your mind's got to stay sharp.
Southpaw there. Back to orthodox now, enjoying himself from there. That's the shot he's got to be wary of. He can't be sloppy with that lead hand.
Yeah, well, he's
In week out, and this one's a good one. European cruiserweight fight champion Matthias Massak under pressure from a very, very switched on Vinal Riley.
He's looking class. Look at the room. Look at that jab. Finds out. He bends the knees and just shoots it up for the guard of Massak. So much variation in the world, not just with the feet that we're talking about, but a shot to the left, jab right to the body.
And look at the feet come with the hand, but he double jabs. He's short little steps with that front foot. And when he does go low, like I said earlier, he takes that front foot with him. The closest to the target. So when he comes up, he can punch through your head, not at your head. There's a big difference there.
Well, let's look at Mastak now. What can he do to change this? I just feel he needs to be more relaxed. He needs to try and breathe forward, but he's just not being allowed to do that. It's just a very good performance so far from Riley.
Sweet body shots from Vinal Riley. He's got 7 knockouts on the record, and if he can get rid of Mastak, as Barry thinks he might be able to do, that's really something, because a British win last time, then a European, and he's at the moment ranked 7 in the world, but with the situation with Jael Patar being stripped, the IBF vacant, it's all to fight for, and Riley could become a world champion this year.
I mean, that would be the goal, that would be the dream for sure. So he's going about this. Yeah, he is a tough weight. Being popular, isn't he? He's got the skill for sure. In here in good fashion, we're putting very close.
He's also got that attraction outside the ring, hasn't he? The personality, the people that love him, that obviously connecting with KSI, and he's trying to distance himself a little bit from that, but it helps. It really does in today's world.
Yeah, without a shadow of doubt. Lots of popularity from that relationship. Better from Massak, but again, this is Riley as well. They're leaving the shots out. Got caught for another counter from Riley, who's just a step ahead.
I think he felt that right time a little bit, Master. Not enough to be massively worried, but just putting on his heels a little bit.
Occasional single shot from Massak, but Wild with the right hand. He must be getting frustrated in there. Can't really breathe Vinal Riley tonight.
He just you throw that right time, Master, because it is landing on again. It's a mistake. Really right time. Again, giving the legs before he throws his shot there. Vinal Riley.
Good right hand from Riley, back into the 5th. Massak trying to fight back. He needs some success here. The European champion on his belt is slipping away again. Riley just boxing brilliantly.
Maintaining that distance, isn't he, Riley? So he can touch nice and long and clean.
In front of Vinal Riley.
Through that back.
Massak has plenty of rounds. Massak has...
Everything's there. It really is. From that first belt.
Massak has...
Everything's there. Everything's there. It really is. Everything's there. Everything's there. It really is.
Through that back leg. Through that right hand over the top. Right tower, right delivery, right angle.
Almost a year ago as well, when he was last out. He's not fighting like that, is he? You know, the speed, the timing, everything's there. It really is. From that first belt.
Tactics executed to perfection so far, but a long way still to go. Massak has plenty of rounds and experience in the bank, but he's just having trouble matching the speed and movement of Riley. What are you saying to us in that corner, Darren?
Try to rough him up, try and impose your physical strength into the contact. But when you look at this, you don't Riley looks responding there. He's blistering hand speed for a cruiserweight.
You can't ask Mastek to do something that he's never done before.
Right, that's maybe the punch of the contest so far. Followed by a jab, body shots. Bill O'Reilly planting his feet in the sixth round. And he's intent on making a sizzling statement here at the O2.
There was no rush, no, he didn't even make a mistake.
That's what you can do this all night, Barry,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think that puts a panic on Mastek a little bit. You feel he has to fall off the face a little bit more, and then he let him make the mistake. One is the ability of those first two spiders that want the punches go quick, and his concentration is still very, very good. So you don't need to panic here, I don't need to rush and try to get the finish too early.
What an exciting time at cruiserweight. It's all packed round. Extend his unbeaten record last night to 6 with another stoppage victory in Altrincham, and now watching Bill O'Reilly aiming to become European king. So far, so good for the Brit. Masternak is tough and won't go down easily here.
No, he won't be. He's wary of letting his hands go out because he get caught every single time he throws something. He's just telegraphing the shot, see now. He letting his hands go, but he's afraid of the shots of Riley coming back his way.
I know his Mastek, he's missing, but I go 1-2-1-2. Left, right, left, right. Try like not a double jab to get it. I do that constantly.
Paced himself Riley as well as we approach the halfway stage.
He's controlling the pace, isn't he?
It's his pace.
Yeah.
Because he's relaxed and boxing in a rhythm. But Masternak, we know, has come on late before.
When he chooses to come forward, he will. When he wants to go for a little walk, he will. All on his terms in the net. Nice little short left up back to Masternak. Nothing has troubled Riley at all in this contest.
Look at that, the way he just moves out the way. Riley, feet have been fabulous. And the art of boxing he has displayed. He's got a lovely fluency right hand. Some big shots landed in this sixth round. Masternak still trying to pop one or two out, but so good from Riley. But we know his durability. 50 victories in this long career. He's only ever lost 6. And he's come out trying to change it here with the right hand, but Riley matching him, Barry.
Yeah, and he can push Riley back, and that's a problem for Mastek. With that physical presence that he has, is not a factor, is it? I mean, it's some good right hand. When was the last time he had any real solid right hand? I mean, and not many of these has he been ended with tonight. Not that many. And we get Riley, there's no twitch of the shoulder, the movement of the feet, no that running away.
Masternak tries to get his jab going with a body shot and then head hunting as well. Riley happy to go in close. Masternak using his physical strength, but the speed of Riley.
Very thoughtful approach, isn't it?
It really is. Honestly, the way you put the shots together, and he's wary of the right hand too, so he's keeping that left hand nice and tight. Really good approach this from Riley.
He's waited a few seconds before he throws the shot, but when he throws it with belief. And what happens, that mitigates the risk of getting caught with a silly shot. He keeps himself in the right distance all the time, and just pauses for a second, and lets it breathe.
I mean, that's tempo just being increased here from Riley.
Doubling up with the jab into the body. Masternak coming back with his own body shot. What have you got? The European champion from Poland. He's still desperate for a world title turn. That's slipping away, so is his European belt. Body shot from Riley. Maybe just needs to put one or two up from the middle. Might be a sitting duck in Masternak. Riley just flexing so well, Barry.
I think Riley needs to, when he gets on the ropes there, throw those straight shots, spin onto his right, and then throw that over through the middle. You get the perfect angle forward.
And he's right open, isn't he, Masternak? Look at how wide the elbows are. That uppercut slide right through the arm.
He's the lead figure for MF Pro. Keller and Nissen must be sitting at ringside thinking we've got an absolute star on our hands, because if he continues on that bit, Riley,
form, with this confidence, and the know-how that he's showing.
The way he can execute the game plan, the IQ, he's always thinking and moving. And
Doesn't move like a cruiserweight, does he? No.
This, Nelson, there's going to be massive bigger tests ahead than Master was 38. But the control he showed and the composure, everything else, the concentration, that's the key. Moving at the level is fantastic.
Seconds.
So he's shown all the right signs to get to the level here.
what a shot again from Riley. He'll be sore in the morning. What Matthias
Time.
Just step up, bring his place.
for that, and now doing everything as a professional in the ring, living his dream. And at 28, boxing like a mature man now, Barry.
Yeah, he really is. Though, there was a step up for him when he won the British title against Chef Pratt, and he looks like he belonged there, and this is another step up. And it's exactly the same. He looks like he's the experienced guy. He's been dealing all his life, and he boxes so well.
Another left hook to the body. How much more of this can Masanak take? I mean, he hasn't hurt particularly.
He's tough, he's durable. We've seen that in the past. Just a reminder, Boxrec have Masanak number 7 in the cruiserweight division. What scout this will be, not just winning the European
A
title.
lot of people will say, though, he's 38, he's had 56 fights, it's a setup for Riley too.
We've said that, Barry said it earlier, there's going to be tougher tests, but you're only being front of you, and the way you win a fight, he's won this in every single way, every single manner he's wished to.
And he hasn't taken any silly risks. Again, we're talking about discipline when you step up at the levels and you go to world level, and he's showing that.
Totally agree, I think he's showing a terrific performance for Bill Riley, deep into the 8th round here.
I wouldn't necessarily say the age is the issue for Masanak, it's the amount of time he's been around. He's been a pro an awful long time.
Well, Riley was saying as well, the amount of training camps you have for 56 fights, it's not just what you do in the ring, but you guys know.
But the damage is done. It really is.
Tries a money shot though, Masanak, he's still got some popping those punches if he can get them going, but again, having difficulty reading Riley.
He was talking about the top there, Master Neck. And again,
That's what he's got to do when he throws a right hand. He's got to lean to his left-hand side, hasn't he?
shot there from Riley again, stepped in with that front foot and a jab went right through the back of the head there to Master Neck.
Trying to get a right hand around the back of Riley's head, and again, Masanaki's not quite done yet.
Well, the guy, hasn't he? He's got to throw something, and it's the right hand you feel is the dangerous record that he carries.
See what that feint they were asking for in the corner a few rounds ago. That would come a treat here. For Riley, he threw that feint down, Master Neck rolls on it, and then he got a free target.
Seconds.
Interesting to see if he does look to go through here, change the pace, and keep the tempo going, keep those phases on Masanak. Hold the pole close.
Yeah, if he can
Aye.
sustain attacks. Really, just got Carl Frampton's eyes, very impressed. We all are with Vidal Riley. I think we're watching a potential world champion down the line. Real ability tonight. We go from Chef Clark to Matthias Masternak, climbing the levels, but it's all on what happens now in these last 4. I mean, he's won every round on cards, on the fan zones, on hard card. Matthias Masternak, what have you got left in the tank, in the locker? Is there anything? Any drama later on?
He's shot, wasn't it? Masanak to find something to turn this on its head. Like the feints, they are seen to be creative in the corner for that Riley. He's got that in his locker, hasn't he? So many shots, every shot in his arsenal. That jab, such an effective weapon.
He's in that stage now, really down there. Do you take that risk and try and set yourself, or do you stay disciplined? And maybe coach towards victory. But people say you couldn't get rid of him. You know what I mean? Is that what you set yourself? You stick with the structure that's working for you.
Yeah, I think personally, if I was in the Riley shoes, I'd stick to my guns. I think getting the
2 or 3 times in the fight, he's really up the tempo. And if he lets those combinations go and maybe gives the referee an excuse and Masanak will, a bit like we had last night in the background fight, it just takes so much over the course of the fight, and I think if he can just get the referee to have a more of a look. Masanak's never shown any real problems in that department, but I've just got a feeling that if he injects the pace again, the tempo rightly, he could force a stop.
We don't like to see how Masanak would react to a sustained attack. Well within the ability of Riley to do so.
China force Masanak to touch first here, but Masanak is an aggressive counter-catcher here, wait.
That's right hand. Hands down and Briley, he's just killing referee. Antonio Margarito says, don't do that. I don't mind the showboating. I like Ben Whittaker.
As Barry said there, he's trying to draw out the lead of Masanak.
He's too disciplined, Masanak, even though he is behind.
It's the experience, isn't it?
Well, he goes southpaw, he's trying things out in Fidel Riley.
He's going to run up here, hasn't he, Riley?
He has.
I think he's looking at, he wants that big punch, that's why he's waiting for Masanak to make a mistake.
Into the neutral corner. This is a chance for Riley to open up.
That's fucking.
Straight went for the third shot that didn't land, and then he looked him over the top.
Again, the body shot. Bit more from Masanak in this one, but
Aye.
enough.
He thinks Derek will win, but at the same time, if Deontay Wilder wins in style tonight, it opens up a big fight with Anthony Joshua as well. So we're not here as friends and fans, but always got one eye on the game. As you always do, this is similar.
One eye on the game. We had a good night in Altrincham last night. Barry Darren didn't really put on a good show Friday night one. It's excellent to see him. I know what I'm on the business, but he's a fan. He loves it.
They can't get enough of it. He really can't. It's exciting time for him, you know. He's got his old guy, Anthony Joshua, in the comeback, but it's really good, talented fighters coming through the ranks. Starting to make names for themselves.
What a night it was for Major. Big Dillian White here. What a night that was. We're going to get an electric atmosphere in about 20 minutes, half an hour's time when the big boys come into battle. There's under 9 minutes left of this European Championship fight. Matthias Masanak from Poland trying to somehow find picture number 51, but it's all gone against him. He'll still believe, though, that he can cling on to this European title and try and outlast Fidel Riley, but Riley's shown no sign of either slowing down or having any real problems.
He's having no problems, and he's not showing the face, but I think he has taken his foot off the gas a little bit here.
Why is that? Is that just to go the 12 rounds, or is
I
that
think to make sure he has an advantage in the 12 rounds, but also I think it's all to try and make Masanak more aggressive. So there's more gaps to hit, but he's normally out to hitting really clean, hasn't he? Really heavy.
Eddie Vasek on Riley's little war horse, isn't he? Matthias Masanak and Tony Belly who fought him, and he says he's breaking him down, Riley. Do you think the crowd expect to stop? It's gone quiet, he's done so much so well, Fidel Riley. Will he want that, like Denzel Bentley got, like Matty Harris got, that sort of sparkling finish?
When he wants it, yes. Does he need it? No. Does the crowd want it? 100%. Every single person wants it. They want to see dramatic show royal finishes, don't they? And you don't feel it's there. I don't feel it would be a wrong punch, it would be a barrage, a sustained attack that we've asked for, but I don't think he looks very good, and I think, you know, he may be holding it with back the last couple of rounds, perhaps, but
Or he feels Masanak's just not quite for the taking, and that he's still competitive, even though he surely hasn't won a round on any of the judges' cards.
You have to do what you do well. I mean, it's okay to do other stuff and try and be exciting. I do understand that, but he's a boxer by trade. And he's been aggressive. This is not the way boxing is shaped up, I think. This is a different version.
He's changed it up, hasn't he, Barry?
I mean, he's still using the same speed and skill. The discipline, to go to European level is a big step for him. And to keep that same composure, discipline, and skill set, and just be aggressive without being reckless, is a real cost.
yeah, exactly. Look, different fighters bring different qualities
That's
to
fucking.
the ring. You know, some are more explosive, and some bring the action and the entertainment. And some like me and you, Barry, we really enjoy watching this.
joining us. I know you're really impressed. I know you love what Riley's doing. Done everything for you?
Yeah, he's getting every round. He's been excellent tonight against, I mean, we've got to call him an OG of the cruiserweight division. This guy's been around so long, but really looks like the one that's got the experience in the fight. He's got the youth, certainly. He's got the energy as well, and he looks to be enjoying himself as well. This is a real... There's been high hopes on Riley, hasn't there been? But this is a real kind of coming-of-age performance. It just shows you the level that he's at.
Yeah, it's that maturity, isn't it? He's changed it up over what he did with Chef Clark, which is really impressive. Does he glide home now, or does he try and get that icing on the cake?
I'm not sure. I mean, he doesn't have to take any risks because he's so far in front. So I think if he gets the opportunity, it would be a great way to go out. You know, to win a European title by stopping Masternak in one of the last 2 rounds here. But it would be silly to take risks as well when they're so far in front. And he's letting cruise control all night. I don't even think he's going in third gear. I think there's more to come from Riley here. It's been an excellent performance.
He's got cruise control. I think that's right.
He's careful what he said there, Catherine. We thought last night we thought something on the ground with some sort of thing. We really thought Riley was a favourite, but he hasn't. But he took us out of the ring. Riley controlled the pace from the upset, and he's been easy for himself. And I go back to that word control, and that's been the key aspect here for Riley.
He tried to nail the old Masternak, but he just nullified it. He was just a step ahead in every single performance. Cruising to victory here, it really is.
The freshness, the speed, the agility, the jab, the movement, the flow of Bill O'Reilly all coming together, and I think he was really wound up this week, and he wants the respect. He's going to get it. He got it at Spurs, and again here at the O2, up at European level, just down to his nose.
He's not committed to that right hand, that Masternak, but to be honest, I mean, other than the first couple of rounds, he's not really felt a heavy right hand, just because he knows if he does commit, there's a very good chance he's going to get hit with something more sharp, more accurate, more hurtful.
Zima really trying to encourage Masternak to go for it. He's going to have to throw utter caution to the wind in the final round.
10 seconds.
He needs a knockout. And there's no sign at the moment that's anywhere close. Body shots from Riley, who closes the round really well.
Time.
Being
12 and final round with judges scorecard
painted a
time.
picture tonight, hasn't he, on that canvas? It's been wonderful to see. There's the jab that was so effective early on, and the body shots have been good, the fluency, and is he upping the tempo again here?
Yeah, but I think he shot.
Maybe this is the sustained attack, the barrage.
Good to me.
I'm not sure if he's hurt one of his hands in one right. I think he's at the left in the corner, and then there's a little maybe the other one. I'm not quite sure, but that would suggest that would understand tell us why he sort of took his foot off the gas the last few rounds when he was building a good pace.
Well, from Masternak, and a left hook. Are we going to see a twist in these final couple of minutes? He's got to go for it, the European champion. It's now or never. Tries the uppercut, blocked from the nose of Riley. Gets pocket of action from Masternak in the fight.
Keep going though, isn't he? He's got to work. This is kitchen sink time for Masternak. Things just coming together there.
But these right hands, he's trying at least, but he's left it very, very late. Riley just not feeling as comfortable.
He'll show something out here, while just to thought the confidence here of Masternak.
He's on his toes for those right hands are looking a little dangerous. There's a minute that's 20 in the clock. It's so against Masternak here.
That was class, that little bit of movement there from Riley, his little rolling spin.
Why didn't the Polish fighter try this after 8 rounds?
He'll kick himself, he really will. You know, he's in there, he's the champion. He's just been a step ahead, we've been saying it. Coming back to life again. Last minute of this final round, Adam.
Yeah, Riley just trying to restore order.
behind the left hand.
It's a good last round of action, it really is. That's Max trying his best, his hardest, his right hand whipping over him. Bit of early standing shot, 15 on the clock.
Good shot there from Max, mate. Lovely left hook.
It's annoying with him, Tom, right, isn't he?
That's
He
second.
gave the first couple of minutes away to Massimo. He's fired the heavy shots in this final minute. Really good display of boxing from Vidal Riley. Who's going to
Fine.
the weight cut.
Such a one card sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judges Alfadel Alzawi and Roland Norris have it 118-110. Vincent Dubas has it 119-109 for your winner by unanimous decision. And the new European Cruiserweight Champion, still undefeated, from London, England, Vidal Riley.
Another outfit. He's trained frenetically. Trained frenetically for this great fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, from a Solna O2 Arena here in London, Nisei Sutherland and the Bull in Queensberry present a icon of ball, live on the zone, the global home of boxing, sponsored by Greenback, Boosh, World Beverages, and TCU 29. And now, London, let the world hear you. It's time for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds in the heavyweight division. Your steward in charge is Mick Collier. The timekeeper at ringside is Mark Shannon. The supervisor, Dennis Gil Martin. Your three judges for this contest at ringside will be Bill Edwards, Sean McAvoy, and Marcus McDonald. And the referee in charge when the bell sounds is Mark Bates.
Looks like that, yeah.
Soaking it all up, is it? Trained frenetically for this great fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the sold out O2 Arena here in London, England. What? On the zone. Boxing.
Boxing.
29.
And now,
on
let the
the
world
world
hear
you.
you.
It's time for main event of the evening. 12 rounds scheduled in the heavyweight division.
Steward in charge
Well-
is Mick Collier. The timekeeper at ringside is Mark Shannon. The supervisor, Dennis Gil Martin. Your three judges for this contest at ringside will be Phil Edwards, Sean McAvoy, and Marcus McDonald.
And the referee in charge when the bell sounds is Mike Bates.
in wearing the black trunks, weighing in officially at 266.7 pounds, with an outstanding professional record that stands at 36 wins, 23 of those coming by way of knockout against 13 losses. Proudly representing London,
England.
He's a former world title challenger.
Challenger.
Popular. A man who has fought the world's best for over a decade. Ladies and
Gentlemen,
gentlemen,
yes, Derek Wachizora.
And across the ring, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the black and gold, weighing officially at a ready 226.4 pounds. An outstanding professional record that consists of 44 victories, 4 losses, 1 draw, 43 big wins coming by way of knockouts. Fighting out of and representing his hometown of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, USA. He's the former WBC heavyweight champion
of the world.
The Bronze Bomber.
The Browns bomber, Deontay Wilder. The referee in charge is Mike Bates down to give instructions.
The atmosphere at Fever Pitch, the beautiful boxing cauldron. That is the epic O2 Arena in London for 2 legends, 2 gladiators, 2 extraordinary personalities in the most glamorous division. Who can truly predict this battle of the ages? Chisora with a physical strength. Wilder's dynamite power. It's England versus America. Seek and destroy maybe. Does it go short? Does it go long? Who knows?
So watch that one, Barry. Don't know what thing creeping forward, but just punching down that right hand Wilder. Really running pace for Wilder. From the giant power with that right hand. Just when he let the shot go, trying to get the right hand early. And has Wilder got it from Chisora in his first 2 or 3 rounds? He's got it. And this wide stance looks like he is priming that right hand just a little. Almost there. He is priming that right hand. He is going to be as sharp as he can be in these first 2-3 rounds.
Body shots from Chisora. That's what he's going to try and do. Smother Wilder, chip away. Wilder with that long base and the jab. Just a question of how much he's got left because the floor has been
You don't use your power, you use your ability to use your power to pull that trigger. But it's always there. It's good that Chisora really come with his feet in this fight. That's quite impressive. But he's not just giving he is heavy, he's going forward here. Chisora.
The head of Chisora is very low. If he's going to do that, which he does do, he's got to step inside the wall, keep those elbows tucked in.
Just touch him with the jab there, Wilder. That's allowing and encouraging Chisora to really make an attempt to close that gap. You've got to make that jab a little rapid.
Wilder believes he's in a fabulous place. He's had a terrific camp. Can he perform up to the race? He tries the right hand and that's what Chisora wants to get inside and really use that big weight advantage. Heaviest ever to Chisora.
We don't see anymore from Wilder. He's being proactive, really being forceful on the front foot and letting heavy shots go. But he's trying to knock that right hand, but on with that foot. And when he lets the shot go, he's just pulling it ever so slightly. He's got to find that faith to be able to let the right hand go with full belief.
by one page. John fucking.
still entertaining us. 50 a fight each. 100 calories.
Stop fucking.
You expect it to be ugly and messy at times as well, because there is still our ambition to get the W by all means.
Yeah, so the time they are nullify each other, they're going to miss with the big wild swings. Well, it's almost as if he gets into his second ring after the first round.
Fine.
That's what it's down to thinking. Sixth round here.
Success, he's vulnerable to the right hand up in the top from Chisora. Just like that. He just stands so tall where you won't get under the shot with it, you won't follow behind it. And we know obviously with Chisora's trademark overhand right, and we see what they've done for the likes of Joe Johnson and many others.
Joe Johnson finding out what he's up to recent. Vitaly Klitschko, David Hardy. What have you got? Trying by Ronaldo. That's better for Chisora. Leaning on Deontay Wilder in his own corner. That's obviously part of the plan too.
But Wilder's got to have some sort of single shots here and come back in front of that right hand, come back with that left hook. Fully commit to the right hand, and you with the rotation, you bring that left hook in the play.
Far too much, isn't he, Wilder?
Are they really feeling their age, Fabio?
I don't know if they're even feeling their age. I think if I was in the ring, I'd be feeling the pace because, like you said, they haven't shot forward punches. Some have landed, some have missed, both have been hard. It's just been all-out action and not to call it, but all-out war, like Chisora said it would be. What's it like when you're someone who's that much bigger, leaning all over it? Yeah, look, it's something you have to manage, but for Deontay Wilder, it shouldn't be something too new because he's had to deal with it. We were like Jimmy Jack, for example, where, yeah, okay, he lost the fight, but for his whole career, he hasn't been the heaviest of fighters either, so this shouldn't be particularly new to him. He should have the wherewithal to kind of keep the range, extend your arm, and keep it on the low end.
There's a cut as well, Fabio, to Derek Chisora's left eye. Looking again, we remember the confusion.
Stop fucking.
For a second there. Yeah, I think the blood trickling has
Fine.
It's a real struggle. It's up for grabs, that's for sure.
Yeah, look, it's open. It's still, look, we're 7 rounds in and it's still anyone's game because anyone can land. We've seen them both hurt, and both a bit tired, a bit weary, so yeah, look, it's slap in the middle.
We thought that beforehand. You couldn't predict the unpredictable. Chisora marching forward again while having success in the set. Can't spin, clear pace. And again the fan zone. 3 judges at ringside for that, which is in front of us. Will it go to them though? Plenty of time for knockouts still to be in front of them. Both of them can hit hard right.
Chisora there, 2 shots to the body, then one upstairs with the left hook. Couldn't telegraph anything there, didn't he? Couldn't show anything.
So you got to try and stay on the chest, you don't allow him rather than hold him. So I can tell you 3 or 4 punches with shots.
Lovely shot from Wilder. Back comes Chisora. Wilder swinging and now getting his elbow in there. What makes him tell him off?
He's overreaching there, Wilder. He's throwing that shot, but then he's getting too close. And not being able to capitalise on the mistake Chisora makes.
Body shots again from Chisora trying to test the Wilder legs. They've always been long and skinny for his body and the power in that right arm. I remember Ben Davis said, telling me comes from the bones in the wrist. Can he still detonate one huge shot later on? The Chisora fan, a load of his own. Both of them down a few times.
He gets it on speed, doesn't he? Wilder. But it's got to be fully extended the shot. You've got to throw it long to get the power in that right hand.
He needs the range, he needs the whip, and there's just no... I've got on this here, like there, turn over right there. Give yourself the space, and he lets himself get backed up, and then just little rules, start letting hands go.
Watching to another cut though. Chisora hitting quite as much. The jab fell short. Is he feeling the pace? Career heaviest, Derek Chisora. That was for a reason. But there's a smile with Deontay Wilder.
Really struggling to commit to the shot, Wilder. The Wilder...
10 seconds.
Jump him, he gets solid 1-2. He really detonated on that straight away. Like that woman, just there.
Off the shot and half just a tumble. I mean, they've got to be feeling this now in their...
Chisora just wins on here, to be fair. He lost his back and beat up.
5.
It's cleaning up, tidying up.
Anchored himself in that corner there, just get his legs steady before all that big work out there.
What was Wilder waiting for?
He definitely missed the hook there, that did.
10 seconds.
Chisora backed up again. But the Bronze Bomber, he might just be a shot away, but punches and the gaps can come down to Regis' will through at this stage. Right anthem, Chisora looking swinging away to the body. Is that taking something out of Wilder? He's just starting to complain to Mark Bates. He's had a point taken off him. Chisora so used to these sort of fights.
The way he fights when he's literally is all over the place. Where you can muster up that combination like he did at the end of that round is just super natural.
He has this from Chisora, backs off into the corner. He's almost inviting Wilder onto the strategy. That's how he had success at the end of the last round. Missing wildly there, though.
From Chisora, Ruben Tavares just came up to me and said, how you guys got it? I'm not sure how we got it.
Again, I don't think anyone really sure how to have it. It's a bit of one of it, like the last round was evened off with a knockdown and a punch deduction, so it's close, it's either side.
Chisora taking the camera out the ropes a couple of times with him. He's right out from Wilder. Jamie has left out in the green corner. He is flaming it. Deontay Wilder, we want to know his legs, his reflexes when he can pull the trigger. He's trying very, very hard tonight.
He is. He's finding it better the way this fight's going. Again, let's take it off him.
That's Wilder being right in front. Just asking Chisora to come forward.
Wilder, it's slightly slower after the 3 minutes they gave us in the 8th round, which, whatever happens, will be remembered as one of the great So, dramatic heavyweight sessions.
This feels to me really is down to conditioning now. Who's got that last little bit can really force a bit more pace into this contest. So positive body language.
AJ will say your technique.
God fucking.
Two gunslingers, isn't it?
This is exactly what it is. It's exactly what it's been from the first second that bell rang.
Why?
So too has Doughboy Will Chisora. One looking for victory number 45. Chisora, number 37. He's got his family here. He's all the emotion, the tears in his eyes in the ring walk. What's he got now? Chisora, 9 minutes to go. I think he's been good in spells tonight, Wilder. Better than maybe I thought he would be.
I'm still being a little bit disappointed he's doing a lot more here. I mean, the matches are amazing, but the accuracy for sure hasn't been as good.
They puts him there like he has throughout his career, Chisora.
Talking to Chisora.
Yeah, here in a situation like this, what a poppy jab. Leave it out, line up that right hand. I think you know that.
He's trying, Fabio. Well, that jab just hasn't really connected into the body there.
That's the right shot there. Jab, stop the movement, jab to the body, jab to the shoulder. He's in off balance, that's all the right time for him.
Now what Chisora's looking for here. Right hand to the temple, good disorientating the game. Across side defense, looking for spring out, maybe Chisora. He's got to be a bit careful, they're talking to each other in there.
He's fighting his ear well, you know. Catches all the feet and falls for it.
Down southpaw Chisora to try and march it downwards into the ring. And when he gets that leverage, it's back the other side alley. He gets the shots after a nice one back from Chisora.
But when he starts with the body, he gets momentum, so he throws in combinations then, Chisora. He throws 3 or 4, and once one hits the target, the rest of them do.
Training at this stage for the carrying of your being late battles yourself.
Yeah, been in some wars that have gone on to 10, 11 rounds and war of attrition, and again, the boxing goes out the window, it becomes a battle of heart, will, grit, determination, and again, we're going to find out with these two men in the ring who has the most.
Touching right hand from Chisora. Got the try to come back. This is good for the Englishman.
Chisora's so heavy-handed, when he throws that six out, he hits you with the fingers, he hits you with the hand over. Imagine how you do that when you're around the top.
Teaching out this time to his left.
God fucking.
The Rawlins take a good couple of shots here, hasn't he? The punch resistance is the best I've seen out of all.
Side.
Shots again. Chisora. That's better a jab to the body that you can follow the right hand upstairs, but Wilder let that right uppercut go and still falls over that front foot.
Chisora tries pressure, and he has delivered. But the atmosphere of the arena has always been as effective, and Wilder will be able to come with a little better than what we all thought.
Good clean shots there from Wilder. The right hand and the jab.
Just takes the power out of the shots. Wilder is loosened up a little bit. This has allowed him to be a lot more accurate with the shots. Chisora's done a lot more jabs. Just a little bit more smart work. Digs to the body, just a bit more tactical in the way he's going about his work.
Both corners must be slightly concerned how the judges have it. Chisora with the right hand and the body shot. That one to the body was good.
Good work, especially when you got low, he
Down again. Fine. 12 and final round for judges scorecard sign.
We're going to get two fighters here that we're going to have to fight as if they're losing. We're going to have to give it all they've got left in this final round. Chisora in his final fight. Leave it all in the ring. Everything you got. Wilder, some big shots in the back. Give up Chisora.
Wilder's going to touch as he's coming in. When he gets in pushed earlier, I'll hold him to it and get back to the centre of the ring. And Chisora's got a difficult touch line. And he's got back onto the body. Will have worked that out.
Chisora comes back in. Body shot. It's a corner. Look at these two. They owe us nothing before tonight. We got a deliverance from all their careers. And they have a real fun brawling tonight. That's why it's been entertainment. And we still don't know who's going to win.
Well, how are the judges going to judge it? Because this hasn't been a boxing match. It has been a war. It's been a fight. So what are they judging and what are they scoring and what are they liking? Everyone at ringside there on the fight.
Enjoy absolutely loving it. Trying to get to Chisora. They're going to line the crowd. Trying to rally him.
So the advantage is all available. In the minute, it could change now.
Some combinations and some success here. Have a look at that. One card's goes got Wilder and Wilder. Francis has got Wilder up on it. What the probably is, but you just don't know. I think he's been keeping
The shots are in, you have to score it in a scrappy one, you have to score that.
Not seen much of that at all this evening.
a very hard fight to score. But a fight you just can't take your eyes off. The effort and commitment of these two old warriors inside the last 30 seconds of a contest we never thought would go this far. There's been chaos, there's been drama, both the way far.
You've just got to keep doing that, though, Chisora. If it's in him, I don't know where it's still in him. You just got to keep doing it.
7 seconds. Judges scorecard sign.